So for this video, in short, I'm going to be telling you how the MT-07 is a great street bike, whether it's been restricted similar to this one or not. It has good power and is quite torquey down low. It is relatively lightweight for a bike with a bigger engine than most loaner approved models. Handles great once you're used to the naked structural feel of the bike, especially when you're like me and used to riding the aggressive sporty, kind of beginner sporty bikes. Handles great, has a larger air intake and fairly economical to run. Good fuel mileage, mechanically very good. However, I'm going to delve a little deeper into the specs, the pros and cons, a little bit about the bike and its history. This 656cc liquid-cooled DOHC parallel twin-cylinder engine provides a respectable speed for freeway or street riding with its torque-rich engine and lightweight steel frame. In 2018, the MT-07 had undergone a dramatic makeover. The change from the FC to the MT name being one of them, right? The 2018 updates included improved suspension, bodyworks, fenders, seats, headlights, and so much more. These improvements were so drastic that this bike became one of the most bought bikes in Australia. The 270-degree cross-plane design reduces inertia and torque while emphasizing linear torque. Design has been optimized to achieve strong torque over a broad RPM range. So next up, I'm going to be talking about the instrument panel. So I'll talk about it first, and then I'll show you on the camera what it looks like firsthand. Alright, so it's quite advanced compared to past models. The compact full LCD instrument panel includes digital bar type, tachometer display with gear position, speedometer, odometer, dual trip meters, fuel gauge, fuel reserve, instant and fuel average consumption, and a few more things that I will list. There's a range of warning lights and indicator lights and all of that good jazzy stuff that pretty much every bike has. The MT-07 pulls really well with a great launch and a light rider with about 161 km per hour at 8.9 seconds. Has 75 horsepower and its top speed is projected to be 214 km per hour when it has been unrestricted. The MT-07 is really easy to service or change your oil. You can see here it has the really convenient spin-on oil filter and really accessible drain plug as well. So, just like the YZF R3, the Yamaha MT-07 has these 41mm telescopic forks. As you can see here, it has this rear swing arm, which is a part of the 2018 and above upgrades. So in recent years before 2018, it had the box arm. So now we're going to talk about the disc brakes. All good to know these things for safety reasons. So on the front we have dual disc brakes, 282mm rotors, and a single disc brake on the rear with single piston calipers. So from 2018 upgrades, the MT-07C is now 805mm. Just in front of it we have the all new sleek looking fuel tank. It holds 14 litres, and when it gets to 2.7 litres, that is when the fuel light indicator. In the past, there have been some issues regarding the bolts that connect the drive chain guard to the swing arm. They may loosen, possibly causing chain guard to contact the drive chain and brake, which could lead to loss of control, increasing risk of crash. This was specifically for the 2018 year model when 3,400 recalls were instated. So I think the best option would be to go for a newer model of the MT-07. According to some MT-07 owners that I've spoken with and talked to online, the inner clutch plates may also break, another issue regarding the MT-07, and this could lead to a pronouncing rattling noise. Other problems could surface if the clutch plates are damaged. These things include difficulty in shifting gears, getting stuck in gears, stalling, rolling out of gears and slipping gears. So in particular, if your bike is a high mileage model, we'd advise you to buy the entire clutch kit with springs and plates, and that is how you would resolve that solution to that problem. Because this model of MT-07 is so new, it is a 2020 edition, and it is currently 2021, March 2021, so still pretty early in the year. There haven't been any recalls thus far. Candy Lambs approved. So that means it is suitable for restricted licenses in Australia. But personally, I would not use it as a beginner bike. I would start a beginner rider on, say, a 125 to a 400cc. That's a good entry-level bike, whereas this is more a stepping stone to an 800 or 1000cc bike. Alright, next we're going to be talking about the seating position, a very important factor when you're deciding whether to buy a new bike or not. Alright, so we're going to start. The contours of the bike are really easy to wrap your legs around, very natural seating position. It's quite an upright seated position, back straight, very different to the sport bike features. Handlebars are pretty much straight out in front, no worries there. It's such a light bike, weighing at about 181 or so kilograms, which makes it really easy to maneuver when you're in street traffic. It's great for corners when you're doing backcountry roads, and it's pretty much a really good commuting bike. So, I am a 5-foot girl, and with my riding boots on, they have heels. I'm nowhere near flat footing on this particular bike. And that's a real issue for when I go looking for bikes, is looking for one that can be lowered and adjusted to my height because I am quite short. Now, the suspension and the front forks cannot be adjusted, unlike the R3. So I would not recommend this bike to someone who is vertically challenged like myself. Overall, the MT-07s are great commuting and cruising bikes that will also take on the highway pretty darn well. It is a great all-rounder that is also comfortable on short and long rides. Also, not only is it fantastic on the road, but it also has lots of safety features, such as traction control, dual zone ABS, and Yamaha's quick shift. So a little bit about the ABS, anti-lock braking system. No matter how hard you pull the front and rear brake, the tyre will not lock up. I greatly recommend it for any bike rider, whether they're new, old, or whatever. You can experience stopping without skidding, falling off, or an accident from loss of control. And as for the traction control, it prevents the motorcycle from drifting. The MT-07, the 2020 edition, is a sportier setup than previous years. The rear shock allows for rebound adjustability, and this is important because we live in Australia and don't have the best roads averagely. I would just like to mention that the rear shock can struggle at times with some uneven surfaces, or depending on your speed of course, and as you hit those kind of surfaces. The diamond type high tensile steel frame allows for light agile handling and excellent stability. It also, with the engine, is a stressed member of the chassis, allowing a lighter, more compact frame. So the chassis dimensions and design centralizes mass and lowers center of gravity for light agile handling. So this bike is actually really easy to wheelie, if that's what you're looking for in a bike. I wouldn't recommend it because the chain can get pretty damaged from doing it, like you can get kinks and stuff, and then you'll need a new replacement, but you know, fun, maintenance, whatever. Because it is so lightweight and easy to maneuver, and its acceleration is really quite quick, that's what allows it to be so good at wheeling. As you can see, this exhaust is just stock, and the sound is basically non-existent. The actual owner of this bike sometimes gets to creep up on you because you can't hear his bike whatsoever. So there's two options with that. You can either buy an aftermarket exhaust or go with something with a louder exhaust, if that's what you're looking for. But, you know, a good bike mechanically or a loud bang bang pop noise. Really depends what you're looking for, obviously. The 2020 Yamaha MT remains an affordable naked bike, sitting at around $13,000 brand new, but of course second hand you keep going lower. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this week's Moto MC MT-07 bike review. I really appreciate all the views and the likes and comments I'm getting. If you have any suggestions for new content for anything like Instagram, YouTube, whatever, please comment below and I'll try and accommodate to all of you guys. And I'll see you guys next week.